the attempted abduction of a 13-year-old girl in an incident near the town of Ferbane on Tuesday night. And joining us here in studio is Superintendent Dave Kevanagh of Gardaí. Good morning to you, Dave.
Good morning, Adrian.
Just tell us what we know about the incident so far. We're 36 hours. You are 36 hours into this investigation now.
That's correct. At 9:15 on Tuesday night, we received a 999 call. Gardaí went to the scene at Moyclair in Ferbane. And what we know so far is that at about 8:30 on Tuesday night last, a young girl, 13 years of age, was cycling near her home. In fact, she was only about 300 metres from her home when she met a man in a white van. He engaged her in conversation, and at some stage he got out of the van and opened the back door, and then attempted to pull the girl from her bicycle into the van. The girl struggled free and ran to a neighbour's house and raised the alarm. Now,
I understand she did receive some injuries during the struggle, is that right?
Yes, she received minor injuries when she was pulled from the bicycle. She fell to the ground and she received minor injuries, but thankfully she's in good physical condition.
Okay. Now, in terms of the description of this van, what type of white van are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's described to us as a white car-type panel van, and I suppose I described that probably people would know the vans that maybe An Post use for door-to-door deliveries, particularly in rural areas. It would be that size of vehicle. But it's described as being white. And the driver then is described as a middle-aged man. He was wearing glasses, had dark hair, and was small in stature and maybe a little bit heavy in build. But that's unclear at the moment. As you said at the outset, we are 36 hours into the investigation, and I'm really satisfied with the public response in terms of the calls we've got to Borough Garda Station. We're following up on every one of the leads that people are giving us, and obviously there are certain areas that we would do as a matter of course in an investigation of this type.
Do you have any information as to what might have been said during this exchange?
No, and there are some aspects, Adrian, obviously that I can't go into for operational reasons, but essentially the conversation, it appears to have revolved around a request to locate a house nearby.
Okay. So you would have information from that information that you would know the accent of the person involved, for instance?
Well, these are matters, as I say, that are only emerging. As part of our response on Tuesday night, we started a door-to-door canvass in the Moyclair area. And a number of people were out walking. They've come forward. They've given us further information, which is helping us to build up the full picture of what happened on that quiet rural road on last Tuesday night.
Have you had any reports of any other incidents of this kind before this time, or has this come out of the blue?
This for Burr District, which covers the area from Shinrone through Burr up to Ferbane and across to Shannon Bridge and back to the mountains at Kinnity. This is unprecedented. There is nothing in recent times like this. From time to time you will get calls about approaches to children, and many times it might be somebody looking for directions or what have you. But something of this nature, it's obviously very concerning that the man was willing to grab the young girl and try and pull her into her vehicle. A standard practice, I suppose, in an investigation like this is for us to review all similar incidents, no matter where they happened, whether it be in the Midlands here or further afield.
Okay. Specifically in terms of people living in the area, Dave, what kind of help can the public give you?
Yeah, as I say, the response has been very good to date, and if anybody has any information at all or anything in the back of their mind about a white van they might have seen in the last few days in their area, or any reports of a man matching the description, approaching children, or perhaps watching children play or whatever, we'd like to hear about it. And obviously they can contact us directly at Burr on 057 916 9710, or if they would prefer, they can use our confidential line, which is 1-800-666-111. That's 1-800-666-111.
Okay, and just to remind people, this was around about 8 p.m. on Tuesday evening?
8:30.
Half past eight,
yeah.
Okay, on Tuesday evening. The time of year, obviously, schools are out, children are playing on the roads in the bright evenings. What's the best advice you can give to both children and to adults who may be listening at the moment?
I think it is important, Adrian, to note that this thankfully was an isolated incident, and it's not something that we come across too often. That being said, and without reference really to the specific matter that I'm investigating, I think we have to take this as an opportunity to remind ourselves of the potential that it could reoccur. So I think to parents and guardians, whether they live in the country or in the towns, that children should play in groups if at all possible. There are safety in numbers. Parents, guardians should know where their children are, who they're playing with, and if they're out for a while, when they're due home. Kids themselves, a lot of them carry mobile phones now. If they ever encounter something that concerns them, maybe they should be trained or advised to dial 999 or 112 will also get them through to the emergency services.
Sure.
But if a child is approached, maybe to take a description of the person that's talking to them, if they can get the number of the vehicle, the van or car they're driving, and then go to a place of safety. And, that could be a neighbour's house or a shop nearby or what have you. And tell an adult or someone they trust, and then they should contact us immediately. If I could, refer specifically to the incident last Tuesday, one of the key things for us was the fact that it was promptly reported.
Okay.
We were on the scene very quickly after it happened, and that gap was minimised by the prompt action of people who dialed 999 to phone us and get us on the job, if you like. Okay.
Now, you said your door-to-door inquiries have begun. Will they continue now for the next while?
We continued the canvass yesterday and broadened it out to the general area around that Ferbane to Belmont Road, and then from the scene towards Clonfanlock, which would be in the direction of Clonmacnoise. That element is substantially completed. There might be some callbacks, as we call them. Mm-hmm. We are looking at other lines at the possibility of sightings in neighbouring towns, and so all that line of inquiry is what's happening at the moment.
Is that information you have, or is that information you're looking for?
Information we're seeking, information we're looking for, yeah.
Sure, okay. Just to remind us then, before we finish, Dave, of those contact details, if people have information.
We've centred the investigation at our district headquarters in Birr, and the phone number for Birr is 057 916 9710. Or if people would prefer, they can phone the Garda confidential line, which is 1-800 666 111.
111. And just to remind people very finally, the precise location of this incident again.
Yeah, it's in the townland of Moyclair. It's the road off the Ferbane to Belmont Road, and it's heading in the direction of Clonfanlock. Some people might be aware of the Glebe Church, the Holy Well. Yeah. It's in that direction.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming in to us today to give us more information on that. That's Superintendent Dave Kevanagh. We'll give those numbers out to you again as the programme develops today. But initially, anyway, Birr Gardaí can be contacted at 057 916 9710, or the confidential line is 1800 666 111. Many thanks to Dave for coming in to us today.